If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I am your host, Ricky Tabruggi, and sitting in with me tonight is Derek Relaford. How you doing tonight, Derek?
My name, Ricky.
Not too bad. I'm still trying to get things ready to go here.
Now, episode 28. That's a pretty. There's a lot of podcasts that are on Back Home Media that are done. They stopped.
Really?
So there's your ever famous ringtone in the background of the show.
Yeah. I forgot to...
No, leave it, man. It's part of the show. It's part of the show.
Okay.
But no, congratulations on 28 episodes and not quitting. That's a good sign in podcasting.
Well, I'm hoping it goes a lot longer.
Yeah, that's true. We got. We'll always have stuff to talk about. So
yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, I do want to kind of apologize for a little bit because our episodes are getting a little sporadic and we've kind of got off schedule a little bit, and I'm hoping to change that.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild here at Back Home Media. But yeah, we're here tonight. We're here to do a show. We're ready to help find some people and bring them home. If you're watching right now, please share the show. Please start a watch party. We are going to show 10 cases tonight, 10 people who are missing, and we would love your help in finding those people and bringing them home. Ricky, you want to go ahead and get into it?
Give me just a second. I'm trying to get a few more of these things pulled real fast.
Oh, you did? Oh, so I started the show before you were ready is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm getting caught up as fast as I can here. Just realized that I had made Marina Bishop's flyer before I had this computer because it's not on this computer. So I had to hurry up and find it real fast so I could save it.
Yeah, man.
Which I did. No problem. I just pulled it off my Twitter.
Yeah, man.
For me, that's the fastest way to do it. It's go to my Twitter. I can go to
Speaking
Google.
of Twitter, we're broadcasting live on Twitter right now. I'm actually going to go share that real quick.
That's cool.
So if you're watching from Twitter, hello. Thank you for watching from Twitter. That's awesome. Right. Again, share this, retweet this, get the word out there that we are here to do some work tonight. Once Ricky gets – now, Ricky, I'm going to call you out because I thought you were ready, but you were watching a YouTube show.
Yeah.
Before we got on. So you were slacking, buddy.
A little distracted there, watching these divers dive in rivers and stuff and checking out some of the stuff they're finding, which is pretty cool.
You're a YouTube junkie.
I'm telling you. Well, I don't have cable, so I mean, hey, I split my time between DVDs and YouTube. So.
Yeah, man. We have 2 viewers on Twitch. That's awesome. I mean, on Twitter, which would be Periscope. So that's awesome. Just let me know when you're ready, Ricky. Whenever you're ready to.
I just got 2 more, and then I'll be ready.
2 more.
Yep.
I see you've been updating the Twitter quite a bit.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I've had a lot of updates the last couple of days, and been making more of them, more new ones the last few days, and I've been keeping busy. I've been on vacation from work, and just
almost 2,500 followers.
Yeah, just been doing stuff here at home on my vacation. I go back to work Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's kind of taking some time off to just enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I still got another week of paid vacation left to take before the end of the year that I got to get taken before the end of the year.
You gonna do that around holiday season?
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah.
All right, I think I got them all pulled now. Let me double
All right, you
check
ready to go, man?
here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, got them all.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into some cases again. If you're watching, start a watch party, share the show. Let's find some people. Let's bring them home. Go ahead, Ricky.
Sorry for my lack of preparedness today. Okay, we're going to start off with Dakota Stolten. He's missing from Girard, Kansas since October 6th of 2020. He's 22 years old. He's 5'11". He weighs 200 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. Dakota has a possible undiagnosed mental illness and went to the White House in Washington, D.C. His last known location was near the White House. I'm going to deviate from the fire a little bit. I was contacted by his family member and told that he was actually located at a shelter there in Washington, D.C. Last I looked, they hadn't taken his flyer down yet because they had just located him, and we're making plans to get him some help and get him back home. So I'm going to check real quick here and see if they have actually taken him off.
Was he in Washington, D.C. for like any reason, or?
Supposedly, like I said, he apparently has some kind of an undiagnosed mental illness, and apparently he had some letter with him that he stated that he needed to have President Trump sign.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But like I said, his family member did let me know that he'd been located and was in a shelter there in
well, that's
DC,
important.
and they were going to try to get him some help and get him back here to Kansas. So,
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, if you do have any information regarding his disappearance or anything like that, or know how he's doing, go ahead and get a hold of the Girard, Kansas Police Department at 620-724-6219 or KBI at 785-296-4017.
Yeah, as I am somebody who deals with mental illness on a personal level, and I take medications. And Dakota, I'm glad if you ever hear this, I'm glad that they found you. Hopefully, from what we're hearing, they found you. Mm-hmm. And just don't be afraid to get help, man. Like a lot of this stuff, man, it's you can talk about it with people. You can learn about it, and getting diagnosed with mental illness is not a death sentence. It's not at all. There is life. You can overcome everything. So just we're glad that you've been found, and we'll hopefully get you back to Kansas as soon as possible.
Yes, definitely. Okay, and then moving on to the next one, Deshaun Hurd. Deshaun Hurd's missing out of Topeka, Kansas. He has been missing since October 21st, so since yesterday. 17 years old. He's 5'10", 130 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. He's still believed to be in the local Topeka area. If you have any information regarding Deshaun's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or the KBI at 785-296-4017.
So that's yesterday went missing.
Yeah, I just got wind of him yesterday and got his flyer made yesterday and posted.
We do have the 1-800-RUNAWAY.
Oh, yes.
Phone number.
Definitely. So, yeah, Deshaun, if you're needing help out there and need to reach out to anybody, reach out to the 1-800-RUNAWAY.org website or call 1-800-RUNAWAY and they'll be glad to help you out.
And if you don't want to do all that, just text somebody you know. Let people know that you are still okay. And we'll work on the rest of it later, talking you into coming home and everything. But right. Text somebody. Let somebody know that you're okay. Definitely. Starting to get cold, winter months.
Yeah.
There's
starting to issue freeze warnings and things. So, I mean, definitely the streets is not going to be a place to be.
It's getting ready to be like flu season. And on top of that, I don't know if you know or not, but we're in a pandemic. So, like, it's just, let's get you home, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Okay.
This would be Jaquarius Clayton. Jaquarius Clayton's missing out of Topeka, Kansas also. She is 17 years old. She's been missing since October 17, 2020. She's 5'7", weighs 160 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. And it's believed that Jaquarius is still in the local Topeka area as well. And again, if you have any information regarding Jaquarius' disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Jaquarius, if you need to reach out to somebody or need help from somebody, call that runaway.org number and they'll be glad to help you out, or at least reach out to somebody and ask for help.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from a little town called Elkhart, Kansas, and so I only know small towns. But just the thought of, I've been to Topeka a few times, and that's a very large, not okay. It's no Chicago or Washington D.C., but it's a big town. Like that's a big scary place to be on your own in. So definitely let somebody know where you're okay at least.
Oh, excuse me.
Speaking of cold season.
No, I get a good bout of fall allergies every year, and I think mine are starting to gear up a little bit.
A lot of people I know are dealing with that right now. They're getting like, congested, sneezing, itchy eyes and stuff. And the first thing they think of is like, I got to go get a coronavirus test. But, it's just because we're entering that. And, you very well could, you definitely need to take it serious. But, we're in that time of the year when, being stuffy and all that stuff kind of just, comes with the time of year,
Definitely, yeah.
A lot of harvest and stuff, right? Out there, a lot of out there in Kansas, yeah.
A lot of times as I go out the front door with my dogs, I start sneezing.
Yeah. And then when the smoke from the fires recently, that started making its way over to the Midwest and stuff. It made it here to Arizona, and it made my son has allergies, and he was sneezing quite a bit, and definitely didn't enjoy that. We got another case here, Ricky. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Kayla?
Okay, well, this one's Kayla Kessler. She is missing from Hutchinson, Kansas. Been missing since October 14th of this year. She's 15 years old. She's 5'2" tall, weighs 133 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Kayla's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-694-2816 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Kayla, if you're needing some help with something or having some problems, don't be afraid to reach out to reach out to somebody that you trust that can help you out and get you the help you need. And again, the runaway hotline's there for you if you need it as well.
Yeah. 15, man.
Yeah.
Let's definitely call somebody. Get a hold of somebody.
Definitely.
So this one is, we were talking a little bit about this one before we went live. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Marina?
Marina Bishop, she's been missing from Kansas City, Missouri since May 8th of 2020. She's 39 years old. She's 5'3", 110 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She was last seen at 7 o'clock in the morning on May 28th, leaving the Shoal Creek Patrol Division at 6801 Northeast Pleasant Valley Road in Kansas City. And I'm not sure how long after that, but some female human remains were found. I believe it was by a river in close proximity to where she was last seen. And the family is still awaiting DNA results on those remains as to whether or not they're Marina or not. So she is still considered a missing person. And they said she was last known to be wearing a black shirt and blue jeans. But again, I'd like to see some results on the DNA testing, and until then, we're going to reshare her flyer again and make sure people are aware that there still hasn't been any closure to her case yet. And if you have any information regarding her case, you can call 911 immediately or call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department Missing Persons Unit at 816-235-5136 or 816-234-5111. Or if you want to remain anonymous, you can go to Kansas City Crime Stoppers or call their Crime Stoppers number, and I'll have to get that number for you because I don't have it off the top of my head right now. But
we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. And, just to make sure if you know anything regarding her disappearance, that you get it called in so they can look into it. And, like I said, we're still anxiously awaiting for the DNA results on the remains that were found and whether or not they were her or not.
So the remains that were found, they were located close to somewhere where she had been. She had been seen before she was disappeared, or
I guess it was seen in close proximity to where she was last seen leaving that police department, that division of the police department.
Okay, so she left the police department. And nobody's really seen her since then.
Yeah.
Well, it's anytime you find remains, that's not good. And then you have her family right now that they don't know. They, and how you think what they hope it's not her, but then if they hope it is her, if they've given up, it's just like this. That's a very tough situation to be in. So we definitely send our thoughts out to them.
Yeah.
And anybody knows anything about Marina and her disappearance, definitely call the KBI.
Yeah, definitely, and let them know what's going on. Hopefully, if those remains aren't her, hopefully she'll be found. It's been close to. Let's see, it was the end of May, so it's been 5 months. Well, it'll be 5 months here in about 6 days.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get her found one way or the other.
Yeah.
Preferably safe, obviously, but
yeah, hopefully she's
holed
up somewhere, and we'll find her soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
And we'll definitely keep everybody updated on that. If we do find anything out on that, we will let you know.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll see a case a couple of times in a 2-month period, and that's it's not that we don't have enough cases to do the show. Like we don't want it. We want to do short shows. We don't want to have a bunch of people missing every week. But
right.
Some of these ones that are still missing, we're going to reshare those flyers, on this broadcast, just because, just maybe somebody's watching that's important that's watching.
Yeah.
Ricky, tell us about Mary Capehart.
Yeah, Mary Capehart, she has been missing from Wichita since October 8th of this year. She may also use the last name Palmer. She has her 6-week-old son, Michael Thomas Jr., with her, and unfortunately I was not able to get a photograph or any information on Michael, but Mary's 36 years old. She's 5'5". She weighs between 240 and 250. She has blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Mary's disappearance, or of her or Michael Thomas Jr.'s whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And hopefully her and Michael are okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Leave that flyer up for just a little bit longer so people can keep looking.
Yeah, I haven't heard any news on her or anything, but I'm going to have to reach out and see if I can find out anything on her and see if there's anything new.
Yeah, for sure.
She's still listed as missing on KBI, so apparently she still hasn't been found yet.
Well, maybe somebody will see her tonight, and we'll get some movement on that case. Our next person is Mia Sharp. Ricky, tell us about Mia.
Mia Sharp is missing from Kansas City, Missouri. She's been missing since October 17th of 2020. She's 15 years old. She is 5'7" tall. She weighs 135 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. She may have changed her appearance and hairstyle. She may need medical attention, and her family is obviously concerned for her well-being. She was last seen leaving a group home in the area of 23rd and Brooklyn in Kansas City. She was wearing a black and blue hoodie, black sweatpants, and black Nike shoes at the time. If you have any information regarding Mia's disappearance or of her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5136. And Mia, if you're needing some help and finding that you might be in a little trouble or whatever, reach out to somebody that you trust that can get you some help, or reach out to the runaway hotline and let them know what's going on so they can help you out.
Yes.
Because again, it's starting to get cold out there, and the streets are no place to be, especially in
No,
Kansas City.
no, not a good idea, Mia.
Especially Kansas City. I was just reading a news article a day or two ago. Kansas City has broken their yearly homicide record. They're at an all-time high in homicides for this year, which is not
You
good.
know, I know my own mental state's not the greatest shape right now with this, the pandemic and everybody being on lockdown, and it makes sense that people are kind of losing it and going unhinged right now. But
Yeah.
that's even more of a reason not to run away.
Yeah,
A lot of people on edge right now.
yeah, there are, and then I mean, I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, there's a lot of confusion for me as far as the pandemic goes because you don't know just how much of what's out there is factual, how much is slanted, and how much is exaggerated. We've been, and it's been admitted by several people I've seen, in the news and stuff that there is a lot of misinformation out there about COVID, and it's hard to know what's fact and what's not. I mean, here in Salina, it's like we get anywhere from 20 to 30 new cases every 2 days. It's like, where are all these cases coming from? I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where I stand on it. All I know is I don't want to get it, so I'm just staying home. I work from home. I shop from home. I go to one gas station, Ricky. This is my COVID-19 test. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There's one gas station that I go to every couple of days. Okay, right. There's two men that work that are easily over 65 years old. They're sweet, nice old men.
Yeah,
they're both alive still. So when I go in there, if they're both alive, I'm like, cool. I probably don't have COVID-19 because this is the only place I go, and those guys are here all day and they're fine. Right. Now, the day I go in there and one of them's like sad, and I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, oh, the other guy died. Then I'll be like, oh no. But right now, like, that's the only place I go, Ricky. So like, I'm being careful. Perhaps it's all fake. I don't know. I just know that I don't want to get it, and I don't want anybody I care about to get it.
Yeah, me either. I'm not, saying it's not serious or anything like that, because it's definitely serious. It's just hard to know what's fact and what's not, because like I said, there's just so much out there, and we just don't know what to believe, what not to believe, what's being exaggerated, what's not,
Yeah.
I just want somebody to come down the pike that's not afraid to give it to us straight, to give us where it's really at and be honest about it and not worry about slant.
The truth is, the problem is you can have somebody say that, but then the people that don't agree with it are going to call him a liar.
That's true.
It's really just he said. It's just a big
it is
political gotcha and stuff. We do have a few more cases to get to before we get too political, though, Ricky.
Oh yeah. I don't want to get political. I'm trying to not to do that, because I'm trying to get people a break from that.
All right. We got another case here. You said this one was new. You made this one today, Priscilla.
Yes, I did actually. Priscilla Peters Handley. She went missing from Manhattan, Kansas on August 18th, 2020. She is 15 years old. She's 5'4" tall. She weighs between 121 and 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed that she may be with an adult female and that they may be in Chicago, Illinois. If you have any information regarding Priscilla's disappearance, or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Riley County, Kansas Police Department at 785-532-2112, or the KBI at 785-296-4017, or you can call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 800-843-5678. And Priscilla, again, I don't know who you're with exactly, but reach out to somebody and let them know where you're at and you're okay, so they can get you back home where you need to be.
Say you're with somebody that you trust, Priscilla. Anybody that you're with that is telling you it's not a good idea to call somebody and let them know you're safe is not a good person to be with.
Right. I agree with that.
So that's the test right there. If you're listening to this and you're with somebody that you think you trust and they're telling you not to tell anybody where you are, that's a telling sign right there. You need to get to a safe place as soon as possible.
Definitely. And
there's really no end game. I mean, like it's it's 2020. You can't run away. It's like it's reality is we have to you have to deal with things head on, and you look like a smart kid. So I think you should come home and.
Yeah, somebody brought it to my attention in the comments under her flyer that apparently she's a repeat runner, because they had shared a link to a post from back in January where she had been found back in January. So hopefully she'll be found safe again.
Yeah.
So
always makes me sad when kids run.
Yeah, just a scary thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a McVeigh earlier also, didn't we? Oh, no. This is just from when I was talking to you earlier. Okay, this is Rebecca McVeigh.
Yep, Rebecca McVeigh. I can't even say her name right. Missing from Wichita, Kansas since October 16th, 2020. She is 17 years old. She is 5'2" to 5'4" tall. Weighs between 150 to 170 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed that Rebecca may be in the Lawrence, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Rebecca's disappearance or of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Rebecca, if you're needing help, just reach out and ask for it. It's out there available and waiting for you to call.
A lot of resources.
Yeah, a lot of resources out there.
And if you don't want to do anything official like that, again, just text somebody you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Let them know you're okay. That's a step. That's a step forward in a positive direction. Is just letting people know you're okay.
Yeah, definitely.
You can work the rest of it out later. Step one: let somebody know you're okay.
Definitely, I agree with that. All right.
We got one more case here.
Yeah, Zebediah Atchison.
Yep.
He's actually, I did a flyer for him not so awful long ago, and he was located safe, and now he's missing again. Excuse me, been missing since October 18th of this year. He's 15 years old, 6'1", 160 pounds. He has dark brown hair and brown eyes. It is believed that he may also be in the Lawrence, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Zebediah's disappearance or of his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Zebediah, if you're needing some help, there's resources out there to help you. Reach out and let somebody know you're all right.
Yeah. Getting ready to get real cold.
Yeah, it is. I'm not ready for that. Not ready for it at all.
We hate this part of the show. Luckily, we don't do these super often, but Ricky's going to tell us a little bit about Gregory McGovern, or Greg is what everybody called him.
Yeah. Greg was actually located deceased back in, I believe it was April of this year. I believe along a riverbank or somewhere like that, and they actually had to send off some of his remains to Texas to be able to identify him with their DNA, and he was positively identified. In the sheriff's department, in their statement that they released, stated that there wasn't anything suspicious found with his remains, so at this time they don't know what his cause of death is, but I mean, again, he was found deceased, and from everybody here at KMU Pod, we just want to offer our condolences and sympathies to Gregory's family, and let you guys know that you're in our thoughts and prayers, and praying for the best for you guys.
Yeah, we hate to see that.
Yeah, we do.
We hate to see that.
Definitely.
Well, we don't want to end on a downer. We obviously thoughts and prayers out to that family. This is our favorite part of the show. Ricky, you ready to roll the located safe reel for this week?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
All right, let's watch this. Again, thanks everybody for watching. Feel free to share the show, start a watch party. We appreciate it. We got some comments we're going to get to here in just a minute.
Okay.
Here's a bit of good news for you. And we are back.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty good show tonight.
Yeah, we had a small viewership. Tim Barker says Facebook wouldn't let him share this show. I noticed we had a pretty small number of viewers tonight, so maybe there was something going on.
Mm-hmm.
He also brings up a point. Greyhound for people under 18. I have taken Greyhound a couple times in my life, mostly in my 20s, and there were several times that I met kids that were like, I met this one kid, and he was like 16, and first he told me he was going out to Seattle to visit his mom, and I was like, whatever. And he had a CD player, and he had one CD, and I was getting off like in an hour, and he had like 3 more days on this Greyhound, so I had like 300 CDs. So I gave him like a couple CDs that I had duplicates of, and I gave him some CDs. And anyway, but by the time we got to that town, he's like, hey, just so you know, he's like, I'm in an abusive situation at home, and I'm running away from my dad to my mom. And I was just like, I gave him like $20. I was like, Godspeed, man. I was, and you don't want to, sometimes you don't want to condone a runaway, but like he was going to his mom. That was, the main thing is going somewhere safe, people going somewhere safe. So but that is a place that, unfortunately, it's really easy to get on a Greyhound, and it doesn't really matter. You don't really need any credentials or anything. They'll pretty much just let anybody walk on a Greyhound pending you have a ticket.
Right. Yeah, there can be some scary situations on those buses. I took a bus one time when I think I was 19 years old. I was going to Kansas City to do a military physical. And my mom and the guy that she was dating at the time saw me off. My dad had already passed away like 4 years before that. And I get on the bus, and I kid you not, I get on the bus, get to the top of the stairs. The guy on this side of the aisle asked me if I wanted to buy a knife. The guy on this side of the aisle asked me if I wanted to buy a gun. I'm like, oh my God.
So you bought both, right?
No, I didn't. I was like, do I really want to take this bus trip?
You know what? You want to learn something about yourself? Take a Greyhound across the country.
Man.
You will learn a lot about yourself. Yes, Elizabeth, we did get all 10 cases up. We won't go over them all, but we will put the pictures up one last time before we get out of here. We used to do that. Now that we got a few people watching now, we will put their pictures up one more time.
Yeah.
Crystal Spear says, first time watching 911 dispatcher from Harper County, Kansas. Thanks, you guys. Gonna make sure to spread the word. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Nicole
Nice to hear from them.
She isn't missing. Why does everyone keep saying that she's from Illinois? Isn't she?
She is in she who?
Yeah, I'm not sure. She says somebody's from Illinois. I'm not sure. If you're still in the room, Nicole, if you could explain that comment, we'd love. If we made a mistake, we'd love to correct that.
I wonder if she's
yes, Tracy Miller, Derek Rutherford is everywhere.
Okay. I wonder if she's talking about which one was it? I wonder if she's talking about Priscilla Peters Hanley, the one that's believed to be in Chicago. I wonder if they're talking about her.
Michelle Daniels Wittenberg says, Wyatt Galvin, if you're watching these, please come home.
Yeah, he was actually located and went missing again. So yeah, Wyatt, if you're out there listening, there's people looking for you, buddy. Reach out and let them know you're okay.
Text somebody. That's all it takes.
And I'll reshare his flyer as soon as we get done doing the show.
Yeah.
Get it back.
I think a lot of them think of it that way too. They're like, oh, I'm not ready to go back yet. Well, maybe that, that's all stuff that you can work out eventually. Step one, text somebody, let them know you're safe.
Yeah.
Caden says, come home, Wyatt. I miss you.
That's his brother.
Awesome. Well, that was a great show tonight.
Is there any other comments down there that we missed or anything?
Elizabeth says it's the presidential debates tonight. Yeah, that's exactly why we don't have anybody in here.
And that could be, because tonight, I guess, is the last one.
Yeah.
I'm glad when that whole fiasco is over.
I tell you what, me too, man. Me too. So next week you'll be going back to work. What night are we doing the show next week?
See, I'm off Thursday night. So Thursday night.
Another Thursday night show. So that'll probably go down around 8 p.m. everybody, Central Time. Which, by the way, does time change next weekend or?
Let me look at my calendar here.
I'm not sure because I work in Arkansas, but I live in Arizona. But I work for Arkansas, so right now I go in at 6 a.m. Arkansas time. So I've been going in at 4 a.m., which is not fun. But when the time changes and they go back, 6 a.m. for them will be 5 a.m. for me. So I'll get an extra. I'll actually gain an hour of sleep because Arizona does not do time change.
Well, my calendar doesn't give me a day for. My calendar doesn't give me a day for the time change, so I don't know.
You did, Ricky?
Hmm?
You turned it into a political show. Caden says Trump 2020.
Yeah. I don't know who I'm voting for yet, but I'm probably leaning that way.
Just want my little brother home. Time changes on November 1st, Sunday. Okay.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. My calendar doesn't say that, and I don't know why. It's driving me nuts, though. Oh, I guess it does. I didn't read the whole thing. So it's All Saints Day, and then under that daylight savings time. Okay. Yeah.
It's the first Sunday after Halloween, she said.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. I don't know why I can never.
Does any? Well, we've done the show. We got some people hanging out. This will probably get chopped off of the podcast. Which, by the way, if you're watching now, there is an audio podcast of this show. You can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, anywhere, and you can just look up Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. It's on there. Does anybody have any questions for Ricky? Ricky, for the last 8.5, close to 9 years, has been making these flyers day in and day out, doesn't take breaks. And I don't know if you know this or not, but he does not get paid for this. Ricky does not get paid to do this. So does anybody has any questions about the process, or if anybody has any cases they want us to cover in the future? We basically share the flyers of people that Ricky's been in the game for a long time. So when people go missing, people know to contact Ricky. So we're basically sharing flyers and stories of people that are being sent to us. Yeah. And if you have a case that you want us to cover, then by all means, we'd love to cover that too.
Definitely.
If anybody has any questions for Ricky.
I've been doing this long enough where people tag me and comment and message me and stuff like that. Say, hey, can you look into this? And say, yeah, sure, I'll look into it and do what I got to do. It's typically just me. I message the family members that's posting about their missing loved ones and let them know what I can do for them and stuff, and they'll have me do it.
Yeah.
And there have been a few people that are like, do you charge to do this? I'm like, no, I don't charge to do anything that I do.
Yeah. But if anybody's out there listening and you're like, man, if anybody's listening and you're like, man, I like this idea. I love this. I love what you're doing, Ricky. This is Ricky's show. I just produce it. I'm in Phoenix. I own Back Home Media. I produce podcasts and live streams. Ricky is a client of mine. But I love doing the show with him. I'm big into true crime podcasting and stuff. And actually, Back Home Media has a new show coming out. I'm trying to get Ricky to help on it, but I don't know if he will or not. But let's throw these flyers up one more time. Then we'll just read their names and stats and everything, and you can say a little bit. But we'll start with Dakota. Okay. And Dakota, missing from Girard, Kansas, missing since October 6, 2020. He's 22 years old, 5'11", 200 pounds. Brown hair, brown eyes, and again, as I mentioned, he's been located in a shelter, and they're working on trying to get him back here to Kansas. So if anybody can help with that, let the Girard Police Department know. And their number again, just real quick here. Gotta find his flyer down here. Oh, there it is. It's 620-724-6219. And Deshaun Hurd, missing from Topeka, Kansas, since October 21st, 2020. He's 17 years old, 5'10", 130 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. If you have any information on Deshaun's disappearance, you can call the Topeka Police Department at the 785-368-9247 or a KBI number, the 785-296-4017. And, again, to all these young kids out there, reach out if you need help with something. Definitely. Yeah. Reach out to the page if you don't know who to reach out to.
I'll see what I can do to help.
Ricky is, if he's not sleeping, he answers that page immediately. So go ahead and we got one more. We got a couple more here.
Yeah, and there's Jaquarius Clayton, also from Topeka, missing since October 17, 2020. She's 17 years old. 5'7", 160 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. And again, any information on her, you can call Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And Kayla Kessler, missing from Hutchinson, missing since October 14th, 2020. She's 15, height's 5'2", weighs 133 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. And if you have any information on her, of course, you can call the Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-694-2816 or the KBI 785-296-4017. And Marina Bischoff, again, still anxiously awaiting the DNA results of the remains found by the river down there and in close proximity to where she was last seen when she left the police department that night in May of this year. She's 39 years old, 5'3", 110 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Any information on her case, you can call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, Missing Persons Unit at 816-235-5136 or 816-234-5111, or reach out to Crime Stoppers and let them know. You can do that anonymously there. And Mary Capehart, missing from Wichita, Kansas, missing since October 8th. She is missing with her son. I'm trying to find her heart. There we go. 6-week-old Michael Thomas Jr. Mary's 36, 5'5", weighs between 240 and 250, has blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding her, call 911 immediately or the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And hopefully her and Michael are doing well.
Yeah.
And Mia Sharp is missing from KCMO since October 17th, 2020. She's 15, 5'7", 135 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She may have changed her appearance and hairstyle. Have any information on her, call 911 immediately or KCMO PD at 816-234-5136. Or let me get that other number for you again. 816-234-5111 on her also. And again, these young kids that are out there, it's getting really cold. You don't necessarily want to be out there running the streets when it's cold like this. So, let somebody know you're okay and get yourself back to a safe place.
Yeah. Text somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Send somebody a message.
And here's Priscilla Peters Hanley, missing from Manhattan, Kansas since August 18th. She's 15, she's 5'4" tall, weighs between 121 and 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. She's believed to be with an adult female in Chicago. Any information on her, you can call Riley County, Kansas Police Department at 785-537-2112 or the KBI at 785-296-4017.
2 more.
Okay, and Rebecca McVeigh, missing out of Wichita since October 16th, 2020. She's 17, 5'2" to 5'4", weighs between 150 and 170 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. Any information on her, you can call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or KBI at 785-296-4017.
And then finally,
and Zebediah Zeb Atchison, missing out of Kansas City, Kansas since October 18th of this year. He's 15, 6'1", 160 pounds, dark brown hair, brown eyes. Any information on his disappearance, you can call Casey, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, to all those kids out there, if you're needing help, reach out to somebody you trust, reach out to the Runaway Hotline, or you can even reach out to me and I'll do my best to help you out.
Crystal Spear wants to know, what's the criteria for a flyer? Do you have to have a police reported missing?
Yeah, that's my first requirement is make sure you have a missing persons report filed first and foremost. And then after that, I would need a photo or photos of the missing person's name, age, height, weight, hair and eye color, last known clothing description, if it's available, a vehicle description, if it's known and it applies to the case, when and where they're missing from, the police department that the missing persons report's filed with, and the case number with that agency. That's basically the criteria that I need.
Let me see something. They want us to do Wyatt Galvin. When did we do that one?
We did it the first time, but I don't believe we've done it the second time he's went missing. But if he wants us to throw it up there real quick, I can shoot you the flyer real fast.
I might have it.
I don't know if you have the new one or not.
Got it.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Is that the new one or the other one?
It has a new picture on it, I think.
I just used the same pictures. It just changed the information is all I did.
Let me see.
Let's see here. Be the missing since October 6, 2020. 15 years old. It's 5'11", 140 pounds. Sandy hair, possibly dyed brown eyes.
Got this on October 6th.
Yeah, that'd be the latest one. Let's see. I believe he might be in the Oklahoma City area. If you have any information on his Wyatt's disappearance, or you know where he might be, call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. Last time he was believed that he might be in the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma area. I'm hoping that still applies. Hopefully.
Where do you generally get your updates on these cases?
For Wichita, I got a contact down there that I can text and ask. That's where I can usually get my updates there. It just depends. Let me see if he's still... Well, of course, he's still missing. I just want to make sure I have the right date. Yep, October 6th. So that's still the current missing since date. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
It says he's in Wichita.
He's in Wichita? Okay. Thank you for that little update there. I'll have to remove the part about Oklahoma off the flyer then, which I can do that. And it's a quick edit. It won't take me a minute to do. But Wyatt, if you're out there listening, you got people worrying about you and wanting you to come home, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, Ricky,
like Eric said, the first step is to reach out and let them know you're okay.
Just do that. Let's just do that step, and then worry about the rest later. Text somebody, let them know you're safe.
All right, and that's definitely the first step.
Check in,
and then the rest can be taken care of after that. I mean, there's nothing too big that can't be worked through.
Exactly. Well, Ricky, it's been a great show, man.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to help Ricky out with this project, you can go to patreon.com/KMUpod.
Yeah.
And become a patron. There's a bunch of different options there for you to choose from, or you can just donate an amount of your choosing every month. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's just an easy way to become a team member of this show and help us keep it on the air. Definitely. We both work full-time jobs, and we do this, one day a week, every week. And, Ricky puts in a lot of time. So if you want to help him out, patreon.com/KMUpod.
Yeah, I do the show one day a week, but flyers I do 7 days a week. So.
Yep. And I have to put up with Ricky 7 days a week. So
yep,
I should put my Patreon up there. Just kidding.
And sometimes I'm not easy to put up with. No, no, I'm pretty laid back. Sometimes easily frustrated, which I don't mean to be, but
we're dealing with dark subject matter, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Yep. You guys have a good night.
A week from today.
Yeah. You guys stay safe and take care. God bless, and see you next week. Have a good one.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and a person the way that I talk, and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the ball can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to disgrace in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death or water, left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits, wear it, then